I think we should first of all sort of clear up the word menopause, if you like, because that was kind of created by the media, but you don't recognise that as a medical term.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, when we think about testosterone deficiency, it's not particular media happy. So when we started doing articles for media and newspapers, etc., we looked at testosterone deficiency, or we called it male hypergonadism, which really didn't catch. And then menopause kind of took off. And although I wasn't really keen on it because it seemed very sort of Instagrammy, a bit sort of poppy, it does describe the condition reasonably well. So, yeah. I mean, when we look at menopause, it's the drop of estrogen in women, and women are devastated by this, and a lot of women really struggle. And when we look at testosterone deficiency, it's exactly the same process. It's just the male sex hormone testosterone that drops in guys.
Yeah.
And so you say andropause would be a better word?
Well, I used to, again, get very het up on, should we use proper medical terminology, because that's what people like to hear. But actually, I don't really mind how we call it: andropause, testosterone deficiency, anything is fine, as long as we get to the root of the problem and get people...
Well, let's get to the root of that problem then, in that case. So what is testosterone? Why is it important? What happens when it starts to tail away?
So we know that testosterone in guys gradually increases to the age of about 30. And then after that, you lose about 1% a year based on average age decline. And there are things you can do to kind of slow that down. So if you're really fit and healthy and you have lots of a good lifestyle, very few medical problems, etc., or if you're naturally born with a very high level, it might not drop particularly quickly. But if you're somebody that, say, I don't know, had a low level to start with when you were, say, 28, 30, then it won't take you long for that level to drop down and you become symptomatic. Or if you have certain lifestyle issues, if you had lots of medical problems, even things like asthma, antidepressants, lots of chronic medical problems can all affect testosterone production. You need testosterone really as a guy to be a guy. And it's kind of been a bit twisted over the years in terms of what testosterone is thought to be for. And it's more than just sex drive and gym guys that are trying to get stacked. I mean, testosterone's there to provide you with a lot of metabolic benefits. So it gives you your muscle mass, it gives you your bone density, it helps your concentration, it helps your thinking. It changes your personality, and often in a good way, because if the levels are low, you feel awful. So it really does mimic that menopause pattern.
If you feel like you're hearing these symptoms, you're going, gosh, that's me, how do you go about testing to see if you are deficient in it? And is it easy to rectify?
Testing for it in itself is quite easy to do. You would, in theory, just get a blood test that shows your testosterone level could be low. But the problem with it is that it's often mixed with other conditions, and other symptoms of other conditions can mimic low testosterone. Other medical problems can also mimic low testosterone themselves. So what I always say to people is never go just get a finger prick test somewhere which shows your testosterone might be low, because the problem with that is you might miss the condition that caused the low testosterone, or it might falsely reassure you that everything's okay. So best thing to do is always find a doctor that specialises in men's health, go speak to them and get the right testing so you know exactly what the condition that's underlying is.
Well, you treated Chris, and he's joined us now. Chris, you say that you didn't even know what testosterone deficiency was. How did it manifest itself in you? How did you feel?
Well, gradually I was becoming tired, less able to concentrate, just generally fatigued. And you sort of you could put that down to getting older. You know, 52, 53. Went to see the doctors, and they said, "Come on, guy, you're getting older. You can't do what you used to do." Luckily, my partner had heard of Dr. Jeff, a specialist in men's health. So I went to see Jeff. Amazing. We sat down, we talked through my symptoms, how I felt, how I used to feel when I was slightly younger. Did some blood tests, came back that I was low T.
And so how do you, so you get the results and you get the diagnosis, which is a huge relief. You did something which a lot of people don't do, men and women, which is listen to your body. You knew that there was something wrong. What was the prescription?
And listen to your partner.
Yes. How did you treat it?
After we found out that I was low T, there were several options you could do. You could have injections every so often in your backside, in the muscle, or you could do cream. This was prior to lockdown, so I went for the injections, which were within 2 or 3 weeks. You felt different. You had energy. You could concentrate again. Yeah, it was like a new lease of life. Yeah. Then lockdown happened, and I went to the cream. So every morning, every evening, you just rub some cream on your chest, and same result.
So, Jeff, I mean, from what Chris was saying there, and you go to your doctor, he'd had glandular fever, and the doctor said, oh, it might still be, part of that. A lot of guys, as they get older, will accept that as just part of getting older, that I feel a bit more tired, I'm not quite so energetic, can't concentrate quite so much. But in actual fact, you're just accepting something that could be treated.
Yeah, this is part of the real difficulty in diagnosing low testosterone for guys, is it's kind of been normalised in life. This is just what happens as you get older. I mean, supposing you're, 50-something-old bloke, you're fit and healthy, you might be a TV presenter, everyone thinks you look really well, and then in the background you think, oh man, it's not as easy as it used to be a few years ago, and I don't have that same ability to stay in shape as I used to, and I don't have that same drive to go to work as I used to, and all those little things that people say, well, that's normal. It's normal for a guy in his 50s not to want to go to the gym 4 times a week, to have sex every day, because that's the normal part of aging. And that is true, because that'd be weird. But on the other hand, there's also the fact that it is mixed in with testosterone. And for some guys, they've accepted what is normal, whereas actually this is a disease process that we could do something about.
Yeah. Thank you. Always listen to your body. Thank you both.